Hello, everyone. Welcome to Secrets of Saltmarsh. This is our Greyhawk Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign. All the lovely people that you see on the screen here are our Patreons. Thank you to our Patreons. Because of them, everything that we do here is possible. All of the 1-shots, 2-shots, 3-shots, marathons, everything under the sun. Thank you very much, and thank you so much to my cast members for putting up with my shenanigans. And I am sorry in advance for today. We'll see what happens. If you...
To the new guy, right? Not to...
Yeah, sure. If you would like to see previous episodes of The Secrets of Saltmarsh, everything is available on our YouTube, including the episodes to our other campaigns. If you would like to interact with the game, there are a couple ways that you can do so. You can redeem channel points for free to grant a blessing or a reroll die to the player of your choice. Or if you'd like to add an element of fate to the narrative, every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. In fact, I want to say real quick, thank you so much to GodfatherWraith for a card draw, just off rip to everyone here. So please tell me when to stop, and we'll start with Igneel.
All right, let's go. Heart of the cards. It's gonna be a good one this time.
Yeah.
And stop.
Ooh, okay, cool. GeekDice.
Alrighty. Keep going. Get ready pretty soon. And stop.
Okay. Godfather will make you go last. John.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, stop.
Zombie.
Evil.
Oh dear.
We've already been teased about how hard this is, and those evil laughs are not going well for anybody.
John drew the skull card.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Today will be fun.
That's great. It goes with my joke from earlier. No whammies.
It can be interpreted.
The skull card was already drawn, so no whammies. No whammies. Stop.
Okay. And then Godfather.
Oh boy. I don't know. Oh god. Okay, and stop.
All right.
Who keeps doing this to us? God.
I don't know. I think the name starts with GodfatherWraith.
Okay, thank you very much for the cards. You'll see them in the game today. Before we jump into it, let's go around and reintroduce our characters. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and give us a little refresher on who you're playing. We're going to start with Asra.
Hi everybody. I am playing Asra Deedra. He is a Twilight Domain cleric, Shadarkai from the Plane of Shadow. I'm Igneel Blazart. You can find me, I guess, here. I'm not much into social media, but follow these wonderful people, which I think I have to go that way. Yeah, there we go.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
So like I said, they were Twilight Domain cleric. They came over here. They were found last session walking on the sea, and when a terrible storm came in, and the party picked them up and gave them a ride on their wonderful boat. They're trying to find a solution for the curse that affects his people, the Shadarkai, where we're very tightly bound to the Plane of Shadow.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next, we've got GeekDice.
Hey, folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me on X. I am playing KayBee, or Kissimmee Brightbloom, a custom lineage, Fae person, 2'9", very small, very bright boy, old boy. KayBee is a blade singer. KayBee is a battlesmith. And KayBee is a rune knight. All those things together are awesome power. Let's see who can do the most damage. Sometimes, maybe. KayBee loves working in the garden. KayBee loves working in the kitchen. He likes tinkering. He likes making little things. And, He's kind of lucky here lately. He has been made the temporary captain of the Sea Lily, our pirate ship, once pirate ship. So open for all kinds of adventure. This is going to be good.
Thank you very much. We'll hop on over to GodfatherWraith.
Hey, I'm GodfatherWraith V_ESG, but you can just call me GodfatherWraith, Tim, or pretty much anything you want except late for dinner. I play Garen. He is a rogue. He was a scout in the Royal Army until he allowed himself to be promoted, and he decided he didn't like it and retired. Became an adventurer. That's when he wound up joining up with the group of misfits he is now friends with, and does not regret any of it. So,
Thank you very much. Hop on over to Indicarus.
Hello, I'm John, aka Indicarus on the internet. You can find me on most social media under that name. Most especially, you can find me at my itch.io page where you can see all the little games I've created and little stories that I wrote. I'd love to have you go over there. Don't feel like you have to pay for anything, but you can if you want. Just download it and have some fun. I'm currently playing Warlock of the hero god Heward, which is a weird combination because Warlocks are usually pretty violent and they're pretty much built to do lots of damage. But Paul of Ammonfort is a pacifist. He has followed Heward's course of non-violence, and he is getting pretty good at doing backup for his slightly more violent friends. He's taken up with these people in Saltmarsh and is now a happy crew member of the Sea Lily. And he has lots of little friends that hide in his pockets and in various other places, including a lamp. And you will also find he has probably the most interesting roommate in the game. And if you don't know Tully, maybe we'll see him again today.
Thank you very much. And then we have Zombie.
Hello, I am Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. I'm 3 names yet to call me. I'm the Lord Keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips. That's up to your own discretion. Today I play Finn Coulson, Ranger Researcher. Apologize. I keep going in and off on my voice, whether it sounds okay or not. I'm battling a cold, so I apologize. Today he is a Ranger Researcher. He did a lot of research about the undead and stuff due to a tragedy that he had with his whole town being ravaged by zombies and a big horde of undead just coming in and just taking out the whole town. So ever since then he's been wondering what makes them click and what makes them tick. Did some research, fell on some more hard times that haven't quite been revealed yet, so I'm not going into it. Then he's like, you know what? Nope. I gotta get up off my bootstraps, give this one last try, and that's when he headed to Saltmarsh and found all of these wonderful people along the way. If you feel so inclined, you can follow me at ZombieFighter89 both on Twitter and on Blue Sky, whatever flavor you prefer. There will be a pin link regardless there to my Google Doc sheet. My Google Doc sheet holds all the highlights and edits and clips that I've done, including promo videos for this very show. Our 50th show, by the way. Today is episode 50. So what better way to celebrate our 50th episode than by a TKP by our wonderful, awesome GM?
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Last time on Secrets of Saltmarsh, we encountered a very unusual and unexpected guest on the sea, Asra, and have picked them up in the Sea Lily just before a necromantic storm hit. We discovered that the Sea Lily took some damage and would not be able to make it to Saltmarsh. We essentially had fallen off of course. But fortunately, there was a port nearby, and there we made a landfall. You have encountered the Styes, but might have historically once been known as the Island of Pleasure. It does not seem to be such much more. All around you are boggy, half-sunken buildings that reek of some kind of chemical residual scent that permeates the air. We have found a place that is in half disrepair, and people are shuffling about the streets, wandering aimlessly. This place seems to have fallen on extremely hard times, and as you began to move through the shoreline here, you came into contact with a man who identified himself as Master Redfrom. He is just a healer, and he was essentially being stoned by a bunch of children. And by your intervention, the children scattered, fled, no longer assaulting this old man, and you came to his aid. He requested that you assist him in taking him to his home, where you have discovered that he is an apothecary or some kind of tinkerer by trade. Upon hearing his story, he opened up to you about something that troubles him. His friend, Jarme, seems to have fallen into some trouble, and that trouble has led to his most recent execution only a few days ago. As the group of you came to gather around to hear this tale, he set up some tables, set up some chairs, put a kettle on, began to tell you his story. Well, what can I say about Jarme? He was a kind, honest man, spent most of his time alone, and came here to read with his sister, Eleanor. I wish you could have met him. They found him looming over the body of a victim, dagger in hand. He was immediately arrested. There have been a series of murders here in the styes, and there has been no closer culprit found. See this old man slightly bent where he's leaning up against one of the tables. He has his hand holding his face, and you can literally see the grief weighing him down. He has to lean up against this furniture to keep himself upright. I tried my best to try to intervene. They refused to let me to speak with him. And after his execution, they refused to let me see him. I pleaded over and over again. I said that I have in my power the ability to speak with the dead. I told them that there would be no lies. Only truth could be spoken and compelled. I begged them that perhaps I can try to clear his name. They told me to go away.
Doesn't really sound like justice.
No.
That's bad. I guess your friend was executed yesterday?
Oh, it was a few days ago. Very recently.
And who did they say he killed?
It was some fisherman. They want to pin...
Sounds like some rich bloke did it, and they're trying to cover it up.
As you
Blame
say
it on
that,
someone else.
his eyes kind of widen and he sits up a little bit, looking towards you, Paul. I believe that there is more at play here. In fact, I heard rumors. The day after his execution, bright and early in the morning, there were whispers that another body had been found. The killer is still out there. My friend has been taken from me.
I'm sorry
And,
for your
like-
loss. As Asra puts a hand on his back. Now, are you sure that your friend has been executed? Did you see it yourself? Was it a public, not to be insensitive, was it a public display? Or do you think he might be still incarcerated somewhere?
He reaches up and he puts his hand on yours, accepting the consoling gesture, and pats it. It was a public execution.
I
Yes,
see.
I was there.
And this fisherman, do you know where his body lies? What they did with his body?
I do not know where it happened or who it happened to, but I do know who found him. Constable Jute.
Do you know of the whereabouts, the rumored whereabouts of where the other body was found after your friend was executed?
Yes. It was perhaps, Of course, that's the one thing I didn't write down. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, he's got to find it on his conspiracy map.
Yep.
he
It's the
opens
meme.
his robe and he starts looking at. You just hear paper crinkling. No. He says it was over by the docks. A young fisher by the name of Wraith.
So he was also a fisherman.
Yes. I will say, however, that Lantern Killer, Ghost Lantern Killer,
Mm-hmm.
their trail of bodies can be found all throughout the styes.
Okay. So
Goes
these
back for half a year.
So these two just happen to be fishermen. It's not usually a fisherman that they go after.
Perhaps. I couldn't say.
Okay. Because to me, it sounded like they were going after fishermen, with it being two of them. But I'm just trying to piece everything together, I guess.
Garen's gonna take a look at the conspiracy board. Does he have like
So-
dates of the bodies?
The conspiracy board is hidden. Hole was
Oh.
the only one who found
Oh,
it.
that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you see Red From is
Okay.
kind of like wringing his hands. He looks very nervous. If anyone wants to roll an insight check to pierce the veil, you definitely can.
It sounds like you know quite a bit. Friend, I think we were gonna try to help you figure out what this is. There's probably a lot of different clues, and I'm gonna want to write them down. I get out my notebook. I'm gonna want to write some of this down if that's okay. But
Oh,
I know this is dangerous business, right? And I know it's kind of scary, especially if it's like these are the people that are in charge. So we're gonna keep this all in a small circle, okay? I
roll
mean,
me
it's like-
persuasion at advantage.
Okay. Thank you.
Paul's already got all this info, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the insight checks, it was a 19 from Garen, a natural 1, which is a 14 from Igneel, from Asra, and we have a 12 insight from Finn, a 5 from Pole, and an 8 from KayBee. KayBee, you can see that he's leaning forward in his chair as you're saying this. He's eagerly eating it up, but you still see that apprehension. For Garen and Asra, you can both see that this man is visually and deeply scared. There is fear etched on his face, pooling in his eyes. If this is a conspiracy, it makes complete sense. He probably doesn't feel safe, especially if someone innocent, presumably, was murdered.
Do you have people here in town that maybe you can stay with? Or maybe you want to, we got a boat. Maybe you can go stay in our boat.
Oh,
We will not reveal anything you have said.
oh,
It might be better for you indeed to go to the boat.
Yes.
There's
Truly.
plenty of capable people, at least
It's
until
not
we
really
figure
a-
this out.
It's not really a boat, it's a ship.
ship. I will admit that I did intend to leave the styes for a few weeks at least to go into hiding, but perhaps this is safer for me. He hesitates, and then he slowly slides out of his chair, and he goes over towards the conspiracy board and drags it out.
Oh, you've been taking notes.
He looks
Yeah.
very embarrassed. I hope this is not too much and does not overwhelm you, but
I mean,
Garen
we
walks
don't-
over and starts studying it.
yeah. I would say
Investigation.
Finn will do the same thing, but as he's doing that, he'll say, well, we really haven't found too much about this to begin with, so now we have tons of information. This will probably help.
Can you walk us through this as I try to figure this out?
I'm using my blessing on this, Stola.
okay. So it's a 13 from Finn, a 22 from Garen, a 29 from KayBee. So the three of you, as you're looking over it, Finn, this looks like a bunch of like newspaper clippings and a bunch of scribble. It is incoherent. There is just an overwhelming amount of information here. And then a 10 from Asra. For Garen and KayBee, you begin to slow down and decipher piece by piece everything that's on this board. And it becomes very clear to you that this is meticulous and that this has been carefully crafted. Redfrom clearly believes that his friend is innocent. He has information about the previous killings. He has their locations and as much information as someone who is just a regular citizen could gather. He also has a few biographies on someone named Constable Jute, which he had just out loud said was the person who found Jarme. And then there is also information about a hospital, presumably where Jarme was held before his execution. You also see some unrelated things that just talk about the general state of how the styes are going. It is pretty clear that these Ghost Lantern murders have taken a toll on the people here. There seems to be an influx of chaos and disrepair.
So, question.
Yes.
Is it possible, with how much we've studied it now, or maybe if we spend a little more time, to identify a trend or predict where they might strike next?
Yep, that's kind of where Garen was going. Trying to figure out what links the victims.
Yes.
What are they looking for?
With that 29, and I imagine Garen and KayBee, you're both kind of whispering back and forth to each other, working together on this. It's completely random. There is no rhyme or reason, unfortunately.
Can I maybe make a religion check to see if there's a monster that might possess, or some sort of ghost that might possess these people?
Yeah.
Because the person was found with a knife in his hand.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll religion. As you are all kind of looking over this.
Guidance.
Yes. What does it look like when you cast your guidance? Do we see anything? Do we smell anything?
He does some hand gestures, holds his holy symbol of Celestian, and then pats himself on the shoulder, closes his eyes for a moment, and you see just for a very split second, like a silver light, just like a silver aura, just kind of permeate all around him. Doesn't smell, doesn't make any noise.
Okay, excellent. 14.
And then let me roll that d4 guidance.
Yeah. 17. Okay. For the 17, very possible. You know that there's magic, that there's ghosts, that there are tons of creatures that could do this sort of thing. However, you don't have enough information. There doesn't seem to have been any kind of public sightings on potentially a monster or tracks of a monster, but you looking at the conspiracy board with Garen and KayBee, it's pretty easy to decipher just all around that The closest thing that they have to actual law enforcement is just a militia. And they seem to be doing pretty lazy detective work.
Do all of these murders look like they happened in or around water? Or are some of them away from the water?
It seems that most of them are close to the water, but from what you saw on your way in, there's a lot of water. There are
I think
a
I
lot
can
of like
see on the
bridges.
map that there's canals and what have you as well. Right?
Yes, exactly. So let me correct something I messed up last session. So when looking at the map here, the X is where you made landing, so that is where your ship is. You're actually at number 6 right now. So this is the workshop that we're at. So you met Red from over by your ship, over by number 2, which is the lighthouse. So he would have helped guide you over to his workshop. You would have probably taken like a boat. Like there are these very small rowboats that essentially move back and forth between the different parts of the city. And there are also tons of bridges and different walkways to help maneuver between the very many ramshackle buildings that make the styes.
So
You're kind of deep right now. You're at number 6.
yeah, Garen. Would Garen notice if the bodies were found clustered together?
From the clippings, the sort of like pattern, the serial killer pattern, is there is always one body and it's mutilated and they find it in the morning.
All right, but are like they clustered near the same canal or in the same district or all over
Spread
the
out.
city?
Yeah,
Hmm.
all over.
So they strike in the night, I see.
They only strike in the night. Where did Ghost Lantern come from?
Yeah, what's that about Ghost Lantern? I mean, why is it called that?
My understanding is that it is because it happens during the night and because no sign or track of them has been found. Presumably, they are a ghost.
So I
How-
think from the things that Garen and KayBee talked about and conferred on, I think we kind of vocalize that for everybody because I definitely
Yeah.
I know that we've got different teammates have different perspectives and they may key in on certain clues, what have you.
Well,
So I think as we go through it, we ask questions of what's this neighborhood and what's going on there and where's the slums and where the authorities hang out and that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in fact, he will take out a piece of paper, and as he begins to roughly draw the map, so the map's not going to be as detailed as the one that we're currently looking at, but it's good enough. When he's drawing out the map and the different landmarks, you will see that essentially he's very good at this. KayBee, you instantly recognize because of all the different hats that you wear that this person is a pretty prolific inventor. Essentially, all of the necessary skills to put together a well-constructed blueprint, he kind of just advertises that unintentionally by putting this map together. He points out the harbor master. He points, which is over here. Hold on. How do I do this?
Magic.
Over by number 1 here, that's the harbor master. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Points out the marketplace, which is number 3. Points out the city garrison, which is number 4. Points out number 5, which is city hall. Shows you where you are currently at number 6. Then he points out number 10, which is the mortuary. And the last one is number 11, which is the hospital.
Wait a second. I don't see 7, 8, and 9.
Just kidding.
What happened there?
So as we review this, I looked at each party member. Pole has is accustomed to living in, I think, in big cities, in populated areas. And I think Asra as well, has probably seen a lot of different places. So I want to be sure that they kind of have the opportunity to ask their questions too.
What I want to know is, what was the nature of the mutilations? They have their thumbs cut off? Did they have their entrails removed?
I
Tongues
believe
cut out, eyes gouged?
I believe it was very violent mutilation of the body, and perhaps some organs had gone missing. It seemed,
Is it like bite marks and stuff?
oh, I'm not sure. As you can see, and he'll begin to point out the different articles. Again, lazy detective work. Very few details about any of the bodies, except just they call it mutilation.
And I'd like to know where the bodies was interred afterward. I can speak with the dead.
He looks at you with very sad eyes. My understanding is that most of the bodies were taken to the mortuary to be cremated. The same fate that my friend, Jarme, has been taken to.
We might
They're
need to
taken to
sneak
the-
in there.
If they're
Indeed.
taken to the mortuary the next day, maybe we can, if there's another killing, and we don't manage to stop the killing, we could go to the mortuary and swipe the body.
Yes, we should
Before they can do
definitely
that.
go there before they burn the body down. We could get a
Well,
lot of
what-
information from the dead.
Yeah. When was the last body? Did you say?
Rafe was killed a few days ago, so unfortunately I think
Exactly,
he is...
cremated.
Yes. However, I do think perhaps the best place to start would be the hospital or tracking down the constable. Those were the last people to speak to Jarme before.
Is the constable? Are they okay people? I mean, do you
Doubt
know
it.
them?
I do not know them personally. I will say that. And he kind of looks around and lowers his voice, leaning forward. It's about who you know here and how much you're willing to pay.
All cats are beautiful.
Money's a power game around here, I suppose.
Mm.
Makes
Then
sense.
it might not be the best to approach this constable right away.
No.
If maybe he's
Agree.
paid off by some of the other people. As you said, he wouldn't let you speak to your friend, correct?
It wasn't the constable, but it was the militia. I have
see.
not spoken to the constable myself.
They usually just take orders regardless, so, yeah.
It might be good to try to keep it under wraps for as long as we can, and then approach these people while we know some information.
Mm.
Well,
And
I
and
would-
spy on them, trail them.
Yeah.
See
I
who
can-
they talk to. See who pays
I can
them.
do that, but I also would like to get a look at where this last body was found.
Yes.
I might be able to find some clues.
Yes.
Maybe also speak to that fisherman.
Mhm.
See what he saw. And especially, it's very troubling that these bodies were missing organs. Could be also a variety of terrible, evil, supernatural creatures.
Oh,
Or it could be some sort of cultist as well.
Hmm.
Usually, if the bodies are horribly disfigured, or could be a crime of passion, but this
Many people.
the killings seem to be too random for that. So it could be some sort of beast preying upon the people of these lands.
I will say the only other thing I can offer you is that Jarme went to the gallows, professing that he had no memory of any slaying. But of course they did not listen. I can't pay you, but He begins to look around his workshop, and again, you see shelves and shelves of stuff. And he begins to slowly move about, and he gathers a few things into his arms. I have some odds and ends that might prove useful to you. They might be worthy to someone or some coin, if necessary. He begins to just put things in everyone's hands. You have drawn... Where's it? A gem card. Every single one of you drew a gem card, and I'm cashing it in right now.
Wow. I'm glad it was this card I was right about.
So, for Igneel, you will get a vial of dragon blood.
Ooh.
For Garen,
Let's go.
you get a tiny mechanical crab. Hole, you get a small box filled with different sized buttons.
Yay.
Buttons will like that.
And
Yeah.
then for Finn, you get a tiny silver icon of a raven. So each
Oh,
one of
fancy.
these things, they seem to have been crafted and sourced in such a way. Yes?
What
You
about
got
KayBee?
something for me too?
Oh, yeah, hold
I was
on.
gonna say, hold on. I was like, I'm reading
I
this. I'm missing
do.
one.
Where are you?
We gotta have something for the captain.
Okay, you get a silver stick.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So each one of these has been handcrafted in a way where they're very pretty, or they're quirky and have unique characteristics. You get the sense that these might sell anywhere between 200 to 500 gold.
Wow. Did you make
Wow.
all this yourself?
I did.
Oh, that's amazing.
I wish to give you more, perhaps with some time and the sanctuary that you offered. I might be
No,
able to.
No. You don't have to. We want to help.
Hmm.
This is
No,
more than generous.
Yes. I kind of wanted to get sort of the bottom of this. Figured, it'd be nice, but a little gesture like this is not bad. Not everything should be about, necessarily coin. It should also be about, protecting more people, because at the end of the day, I want to believe that your friend didn't murder anyone, and I'm choosing right now to believe that he didn't, which means there's still a killer out there.
Yes.
And I don't want this town to have more dead bodies. I want there to be living people to help maybe rebuild this place to the land of pleasure that it once was. And there's no way we can do that with a killer running around.
I agree. Oh,
Plus, I like this little guy. I think I'm gonna keep him.
I'm glad you like it.
I will
Oh.
gladly help you as well. The job of the clerics of Twilight is to step into the darkness and protect those who can't protect themselves.
I thank you. Deepest parts of my heart. Spend the night here. Get some rest. I will answer any further questions you have. Perhaps in the morning. I would appreciate it if you could take me to your ship.
Hmm.
I feel that I'm being watched. I don't want to stay here longer than I need to. Not for now.
Okay.
Understandable.
I suggest you sleep close to us.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you have a bunk bed, maybe just in case some creature has taken attention upon you.
He'll go about
Has some
locking
magic.
all of the windows and the doors, and he pushes these pillars of books and just stuff out of the way. I don't have extra beds, but I have dry floor space.
It's much appreciated. I am very used to taking the floor.
I think all of
But
us have at
dry.
least a bedroll of some sort, so I think
Yeah.
we'll be alright.
Dry is better than where I've slept in the past. This is great. Thank you.
That's true, yes.
Okay. So we will have the effects of a long rest here.
So-
Yes.
Okay.
So I think. I'm sorry. We're I guess it's night. We're gonna rest. I think we're probably gonna keep a watch.
Oh yes, Garen's got first
and I
watch.
suspect those with good night vision, it could be good for us to go up on the roof and just kind of slink around and observe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Garen's got his goggles of dark vision.
So I think we're gonna plan a deliberate watch to where we've got a couple people up working shifts and
Mhm.
try to casually observe some things going on around the area.
Okay.
I got something to ensure we have a good rest and not really interrupted. Is Asra sits down, crossed legs. Actually, before that, he goes to our new little friend and he looks at him. Let me heal some of your wounds before we go to sleep. And he says, "May the light of Celestian heal your wearied soul." And he says a word in a language that's not a language. It's kind of slightly alien. And as he hears this word, he feels a warmth in his soul, and a light just from like the center of his chest pulses throughout his body as I cast healing word on him.
Okay. Is this to Redfrom or is it to Finn?
Redfern.
Okay. You see him exhale a soft, comforting breath as he leans back into his seat, letting the magic wash over him. He sits up a little stronger, a little straighter afterwards. He puts a hand on your arm and says, "Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I will say that the presence of those who are connected to the divine has been a very long time since I felt this. There are no temples or places of worship here in the skies. They have been taxed out.
It's very unfortunate.
This is very
Well,
concerning news,
mhm.
especially
Mhm.
with a place like this that is probably like 12,000 people, not a single temple. That's very weird.
Mhm.
That
That
is
is
weird.
very concerning to hear. I'm starting to think more and more that some nefarious things are happening with this town. It's not a normal thing. Normally, you'd have at least some, even if you don't have Temple of the Good Gods, you'd have some sort of neutral deity or like a god of the storms or the travel of the sea, especially in a port town like this.
It's almost like there's a reason. There's probably a reason why that those influencers are pushed out. The people always have their voice, right? Even if it's a hidden voice.
So I think this is interesting, kind of hearing some of these additional things from Refram. And I know we're in a down cycle, we're gonna rest, but as we like eat and nestle in and relax, and I think one thing that we have to do, and we probably try to do, is to know more about this place. Who's in charge? Are they good guys, bad guys? I mean, like we really have to know who is the power
Yeah.
here, because
Yeah.
we're gonna walk out into the neighborhoods, and guess what, we're gonna do something dumb.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you can ask as many questions as you want during this time. Ephraim will tell you that the city is run by a council, and the council is a group of 4 people. Their names are Mr. Dory, Ashlyn, Celeris, and Thornwell. He says
And
that
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He says that the militia is about 200 guards, and there's about 10 officers and 1 commander. And when they patrol in very large groups, like 10 people. Garen, can I get a history check from you?
Wait.
Wow, natural 20.
Oh.
Congratulations. Okay. Garen, with your storied history of being someone in the military, you can tell from the little bits and pieces that Redfrom tells you that this militia is extremely poorly trained, and the hierarchy sounds wrong. It sounds like essentially the chain of command is probably made up. It was probably deeply corrupted, and the just general organization of what is told to you, you get the sense that they're probably in the pockets of at least one of the council members.
Yeah, he'll. That
Kind of sound like a
not right.
gang or something.
Yeah, they sound more gang-like than militaristic. Moving like that, trying to use their numbers for intimidation rather than actually patrolling and looking for problems.
Welcome, readers.
Hi, Vaders. Welcome on in. Hi, Faye. Thank you so much for the raid. We are murder mystery time in the very shitty city. He will also tell you kind of like the layout of the various districts. There's the low quarter, where the northwest section of the Styes has some low-income tenements, dubious taverns, rickety warehouses. The Alchemist Quarter that you're currently in. The high quarter, where it's essentially the seat of the local government. It's eccentric, and it's the least populated. Very heavily patrolled by the militia. And then there's the Merchant's Quarter. Those are the quarters. Are there any other questions that you want to ask him?
I would like to also cast a tiny hut.
Ah, okay. Can you describe to me what it looks like when you cast this, and then what the effect looks like?
Yes. So, as he sits down, crossed legs to meditate, he grabs his holy symbol and holds it with one hand in the palm of the other, closes his eyes, and a light thumbs and expands into a 10-foot radius bubble, and it begins to dim and turn dark and completely opaque from the other side, and from the inside it is dark and it is a little bit kind of like a shadow sheen, but you can still see completely outside, and an arc with 7 stars begins to form on the ceiling of this dome, and everybody feels the temperature turns to like comfort, very comfortable, dry, and everybody feels like very protected and safe inside this bubble. And people can exit this, come back, but things cannot come inside the bubble. You cannot shoot magic and things out of it, but you can just pop out and do stuff and run back inside if needed. I, as the caster, have to stay inside here as long as it's to keep it up. It is one of the best protection spells in the game for long resting.
I will say, as soon as the group is inside of this bubble, you pick up immediately how rancid the air was outside. It kind of crept up on you that, you know, it's kind of stinky. There's a scent of debris and chemical residue. But to be yanked out of that into a purified zone, it's kind of like whiplash. The air is absolutely terrible on the outside. So you get some reprieve from that, at least.
And then I turn to the inventor and just to be extra safe, and I cast a death ward on him.
Death ward. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I can rest my bones for the first time in weeks. So, we will have some perception checks. Anyone that is staying up for the night, roll me perception as we do shifts.
I was gonna say, Finn definitely wants to help because he has dark vision. However, he knows that at least for the first shift, he should probably try and sleep and rest up.
Because you
So-
are hurt.
Yes. So, barring that, I can do one of the later shifts. Finn will definitely help.
I'll do first shift with Garen.
Yeah. That's a 31 perception from Garen, a 6 from KayBee. So,
KB's distracted.
yeah. Okay, so we go into the night.
Before he goes,
Mhm.
I will. And before he starts his first shift, I will throw a Eyes of the Night on him by expanding a first level spell slot to recover it. So now you have 300-foot dark vision for the first
Oh.
hour of your shift,
Excellent.
just in case anything
Yeah.
creeps upon our resting place.
Yeah.
All right, Garen puts his goggles of dark vision back in his pocket, and thank you.
You're welcome.
So Garen and KayBee, you crawl up onto the rooftop of this squat building. You can see all around you the skies. Again, this is a terrible place to live, but you can see that perhaps some of these people don't have a choice. They're moving past the street, and there's just a general somberness to the air as they're milling about. People shroud themselves heavily with cloaks and hoods, trying to keep to their business, and no one stays for long. Garen, you're pretty sure that no one is watching the house and nobody is staking out or paying attention to either of you. But KayBee, what has you distracted? What do you do here? You aren't as
So-
attentive as you might have hoped.
Yeah, so I think I'm mulling over my notes and reflecting on the things I copied down from his conspiracy board, and I'm flipping the pages on those. I'm trying to see if I can piece together something or find something in the puzzle of this randomness.
Okay.
That's probably what has me distracted. But sitting up here as well, I try to take note and see what does nightlife look like in the skies. Is
Right.
there, do I see any areas out there where people are partying, or hey, there's somebody drinking, there, like a night market or that kind of stuff? And also pay attention. Do we see nighttime patrols? Do they come to this area? I think from what Refram had described, it sounds like most of the patrols are around the high quarter, kind of like where the leadership is located. That makes sense. They're probably protecting their leaders, but it's kind of where around the other side of this place. I'm wondering if we even see any patrols over here.
Yeah, how much of it is focused there versus the rest of the city? And Garen is also keeping a lookout for the ne'er-do-wells and the less do-wells.
Okay.
The thieves of the city. What are they up to?
Yeah.
What's their activity?
So you do see throngs of people, like small crowds of them, kind of move about. Definitely giving off the vibe of like, ooh, there might be some
Stay close.
unsavory people. Yeah. But they don't linger long. And you do see like one patrol at some point. So it isn't entirely without militia presence, but it is not frequent whatsoever. I will say, especially being outside, and I think KayBee, this probably affects your focus. Being outside, that smell. You see iron chimneys are belching smoke and foul vapors into the air. And the water, even though it's dark, you can see that it's cloying and it's twisting and turning on itself with some foul quality. It seems that there's solid waste and liquid being dumped into it. There's a lot of trash around as well. It is very unpleasant being outside.
It is not being taken care of.
No. But your watch goes uneventfully. And as you change off your shift, who's going to take over?
How long is the first shift?
You do like 4 or 5 hours if you want.
4 hours. Okay, because Asra will take the. Are we doing 3 shifts?
We can do 2 shifts here because it's not really dangerous.
Okay.
You can essentially take off your armor and relax if you wanted to. So not the
No,
greatest sleep, but
I will never take the armor off.
okay.
Because Shadarkai are like normal elves, only meditate, so
Mhm.
he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, you basically.
We'll take as much time as we need so everybody is fully rested.
Yeah.
But I would say there's probably like some window that he can see through,
Hmm.
so he'll just look through the window.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception.
And if needed, Finn can do this next shift.
Go ahead and roll perception as well. It's a 24 for Asra. An 18 from Finn. 2 of you team up and you also have a watch. It goes pretty uneventfully. You don't see any sort of attention being drawn to the home. There might occasionally be someone that passes by, but the general vibe of people outside, they don't want to stay outside for very long. And even though you stay indoors, second you step out of that bubble, Asra, you stay in the bubble, but Finn, the second you step out of it, you can smell just the foulness permeating the house. So,
Oh no.
At one point during the night, Asra will close his eyes and try to speak with Celestian
okay.
and ask him for his help because he thinks that a lot of these people are being killed, like executed unfairly,
Hmm.
or he has a very big suspicion that it might be what's happening. And due to his upbringing and his personal past with executions being a thing that was needed to be done,
Okay.
it doesn't sit right with him at all. He like actually is very angry on the inside. He keeps it cool, but he asks for Celestian for guidance to try to see if he does, if he will reveal any of the foul things that might be happening in the city,
Okay.
especially since all the temples are also being pushed out
Hmm.
or were already pushed out. So he'll try to do divine intervention.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me religion. I will say you know that Celestian is a pretty hands-off and kind of aloof god. He essentially believes in preservation of knowledge and magic, but he's also the wandering god, the traveling god. And so he might not be there. Maybe he's listening.
I'll throw guidance on this.
Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry. This is something specific. Divine intervention. Go ahead and
It's
roll.
D100.
Yeah, roll the D100. Sorry about that. I didn't see your message. 24.
Now you have to roll 10 or lower. It's a 10% chance at this level.
Yeah, roll a 1d10. 6. Okay, roll number. Describe this as your roll percentage. If your roll number equal to or lower than your cleric, your deity intervenes. Oh, okay, I see. So you're supposed to roll under a 10.
10 or
Okay.
under, yep.
Okay, so you did
Or around.
24.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I will say, when you try reaching out, you get the sense that Celestian is just out of reach. And this does trigger something for you. You suspect that there might be more at play than just taxes pushing out divine connection to this place. You aren't sure what it is. I don't think you've ever felt this before, but you feel further away from Celestian than you have ever before here on the material plane.
This is very concerning for Asra.
Yeah,
And
but
he
your
will
spells
also
still
reveal
work.
he will reveal that to the party. that something very nefarious is happening in the city, and then tell them to be prepared to maybe have a very powerful battle coming ahead. Because if something can mess with the connection to deities, it's not gonna be small.
Oh,
That's weird. That's unnatural.
And this whole
Yeah.
city might be its lair.
What does that?
hmm.
I don't know. Nothing I've ever felt since I
So
came
so
to this world.
KB delves into his vast stores of knowledge and history and
Ooh.
magic and
Mm-hmm.
and religion. Not so much religion.
I will say, hold on, before you do that, where is this card? Oh, here. Okay. Asra, unfortunately, as you try to do this, it is draining. It takes something from you. I believe that you try to, as hard as you can, to try to reach out to Celestian, and you just find it's just kind of slipping through your fingers with this divine intervention. It just is difficult just to begin with, but this is the most difficult it's ever felt. You have drawn the balance card.
Oh, shit.
Round
Not this.
your current hit points and your spell slots to half. If you're below it, you can go up. If you're over it, you go down. Something about this place, it is beginning to sink its claws into you. You feel weak. You feel fragile. You feel vulnerable. What does this look like? Do we see anything of Asra as you fail this miserably?
You said also the HP goes down.
Yeah, HP and spell slots.
Is it maximum HP or
No.
current HP?
Current HP.
I think as he tries to connect to the sky above and to the uh into the darkness that is the sky beyond, to the search for Celestian and his guidance that when he travels around the stars. I think I think for a while he gets lost into the darkness, and from the darkness, the shadows from the plane of shadow come and begin to encroach and try to pull his soul back to the plane of shadow because of the curse of the Shadarkai, and
Yes.
begins an internal battle with this. And by the end of it, he's like sweating and heavily breathing, and he's terrified of what just happened.
Yeah.
He's heard tales of the curse flaring up like this, but this is the first time he experienced anything like this.
So cool. You do find, however, that when you snap back, that there is no immediate threat around you. Your sphere of safety is still in place. It's quiet. Your new friends are sleeping soundly.
So now Azra said he was going to tell everybody. And this course has got KB kind of like, what? So as Azra describes this, KB's like looking around. KB's wondering, what are you talking? What? You can't reach your God?
The connection.
What is that?
It's being blocked by something. Never felt anything like this before. Something very foul is happening in the city. I don't know if it's a devil, demon, fiend, or some powerful undead, but something definitely has sunk his teeth in this place.
So from my knowledge of the arcane, what could do that?
Guidance.
Go ahead and roll Arcane Arcana for me.
Oh no. and we'll do some guidance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
That'll be
Nice.
32, please.
32. Okay. You can tell me how you know this, but you don't suspect it's a demon or a devil. But it's definitely some kind of creature from another place. I will say that the specific details elude you, and you essentially can't pinpoint what it is, but it probably has a body and you can probably kill it.
It's something otherworldly. And it who knows? It might be Fae. It might be like hags. But I think there's a lot of water around here. And somebody said something about an aboleth. So that might be it. Or a mind flare, or lots of scary stuff. I'm guessing.
With my research into different creatures and monsters and everything, could I do a history check to see if I could add anything or come to the same conclusion or something like that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me history.
19.
Okay, with a 19, this doesn't sound like anything you've read about. You can definitely rule out undead.
Well, it's not undead. Doesn't sound like the calling code that I've ever written a book about it or seen. But this KayBee shares all of this, right? All the information he just learned to the
Yeah,
party.
I think we're speaking out loud.
Okay,
Probably
just making
in low tones if anybody's sleeping.
right, just making sure. So if you think that there's a body to it, well, you think maybe that this thing, this thing that's blocking the signal, this power that's possessing, that's cutting off all of the ties, all the different, at least to Ezra's god. Do you think maybe it's the thing that's doing all the killing? Because if everyone thinks it's a ghost and it's a ghostly style being, like I thought the lantern part for honestly was because you can't see at night. Someone would need to use the lantern, but I don't know.
Otherworldly creature might have supernatural vision. Doesn't need a lantern.
True.
I don't know what we're doing sleeping. Maybe we need to go out at night.
Yeah.
Well, all I needed to
Especially-
sleep. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. I think I woke everybody up.
So
What are you guys on about now?
Just monsters and
A giant thing we're probably gonna have to fight.
Trying to think what horrible, terrible thing has sunk its teeth upon this place, and I think since we've ruled demons, devils, undead, the things that usually deal with the mind or insanity and craziness, I think it might be some form of aberration. Those evil, terrible things that come from beyond the stars that usually the gods protect us from.
Paul, Asra was saying he can't reach Celestian, or it's troubling. What about you? Are you able to reach Heward?
I mean, I don't normally reach him. He just helps me out when he wants to.
But I guess what we're trying to figure out is your power also being blocked where he couldn't help you? Is there a way you can check to see?
I mean, I guess I could just see if my haversack opens. Yeah. Is it open?
It's fine.
I think it's all right.
Okay.
I still
That's
have my
good
spell
sign.
casting and the gifts he has given to me. It's just our connection feels the thinnest it's ever been. Like it is veiled and distant.
curious.
So, with many questions on your mind, I imagine some of you don't find very good sleep. Try to get as much as you can when you can. And eventually, next day comes. As it does, Redfrom will insist that you take him to your ship. He doesn't feel safe in his own workshop.
Well, crew, we agree to this, yes?
You're totally safe in our hands, mate. We'll
Thank
keep
you.
it all good.
We
Get
can
you
take you
to
back
the-
to the boat, and my good buddy Quick is there. He can take you to the ship.
Oh, excellent.
Before we take you to the ship, though, KayBee, you had a list of ingredients we needed, right?
Yeah. Maybe you can just reference. You can tell us where to. There's things we gotta buy, and I think we'll do that. But we don't need to drag you along. You can just give
Yeah.
us some tips where to go.
Yes, the market is over there. And as you're kind of walking with him, making
And-
your way over, he points towards where number 3 is.
And I ask
Before
him,
we even go out, though,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Paul is going to make sure everyone knows that we're going to be safe. We're protecting this guy. Nothing's going to stop us. And he'll use his inspiring leader ability so that everyone gets some temp hit points.
Okay. Very good.
Totally never need that.
and how many are those?
I guess, what am I, level 9? So that's going to be 15 hit points.
Very nice.
I will take it.
So I asked Refram if we can use his shop as a staging point. If he's got a key or something,
Yeah, he hands it over to you, no problem whatsoever. Please make sure you lock up whenever you are not there.
Yep.
Break-ins are frequent.
So I think as we go back, if that's where we're going directly as a group, so we go back to the boat so Quick can take him to the ship. We probably should confirm if we need to, we want to get anybody off the ship. Do we need any other people? I mean, that's an opportunity for us to adjust our crew if we want.
This is true. So you do have the option of taking Quick with you if you wanted. Let's see.
Because I think what we would do is we can send Quick and Refram together on the boat, and then Quick can bring somebody back with him. And then if we want Quick on the shore as an extra sword, whoever he brought back in the boat can take the boat and come back in a day. That way, at least we don't have a boat stuck on the dock.
Yeah, he'll essentially grab
Yeah, I
Digby.
think Garen would mention Ella might be useful in trying to research what's going on.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
you can bring Ella with you too if you like.
That's actually a good idea.
Okay.
Tully, yes.
And stay on the boat.
Paul's going to go see Tully, though.
Okay.
He's going to say, look, I know you're bummed because you didn't get to rob the new guy, but I got some stuff to make up for it. And I'll hand him the little box of buttons.
Okay, so, Paul, you go back to the ship and you find Tully in the room that the two of you share. You find Tully wearing a set of boxer shorts that are definitely not his, and he is currently painting his toenails with something that he stole from KayBee's room. You're not quite sure what it is, but he's painting his toenails, and he looks up. He kind of just drops the brush and it makes a splatter of bright red onto the wood there. What's this? What you got? He begins to open it. No, first he pulls up to his ear and he shakes it violently. You just hear the clattering of many, many, many buttons. And he opens it. He stares at it silently. Can I eat it? What is this for?
It's a puzzle, an enigma. You have to figure out what it's for, but it's very important. You figure it out. This may take the rest of your life.
Is this a quest?
Basically, yeah. It's probably your life's biggest quest.
All right.
You may have to talk to sages and stuff like that. Probably very expensive.
Expensive. Then he kind of moves over into his corner of the room and he sits down in a way where he's facing the corner. He sets the box down on the ground and you see he pulls paper that he definitely didn't own before, that he took from somebody else. He begins to write things down. He looks very busy.
All right, should keep him out of trouble for a little while. Go back out.
He doesn't even look
Mates
back at you as you leave.
Mhm. Probably stop him from burning down the whole place while I'm gone.
Okay. Digby will take over for Quick so that Quick can go with you. And then essentially Redfrom will be on the ship now. A group of you turn back to the styes. Imagine you're standing somewhere near the lighthouse, so number 2 on the map. You have a couple of different options. You can head over towards a hospital. You can try to go find the constable. You expressed interest in checking out the mortuary. You could check out City Hall, Market.
I know
Did
Finn at some point wants to check out the market, but
Yeah, I think the market is number 3 is on the way towards City Hall, which is 5, right?
Yes.
Right. And did Redfrom tell us where the last body was found? Can't remember.
He doesn't know where the
Hmm.
last body was found.
All right.
'Cause it was rumors.
So Garen can't
was
go scope
Wraith.
that out.
Person named Rafe.
Yeah.
I
Garen
think
can't go and scope
is
that
that-
out.
you said these coppers weren't no good here. Not very good doing their job. I mean, maybe someone slipped through the cracks. If there's a body that someone found and never told the coppers about, it might still be intact, and then we could talk to it, find out what happened.
So
Just
maybe
go
we
ask
go to the
around in the right
market
neighborhoods.
and yeah.
But yeah, Ella's with us too, right?
Okay, Ella's with you. Yeah.
So we
Like-
should probably get her up to speed, but very carefully not to rouse attention out here in public.
I think we'll separate into a couple groups and we'll stay together more or less, but we don't want to make it obvious that we're all together.
Right.
And if everybody agrees, I think we make our way to 3. Pay attention to what's going on. Maybe Paul might see certain groups of folks, maybe urchins. Maybe he can do urchin sign language and find out what they know, you know.
Okay, so I love that you said all the right things because this is what's going to happen. You begin to maneuver the streets as best as you can, moving as a group, kind of pairing off as much as possible. Asra and Finn, you have drawn the Void card.
oh great.
Oh dear.
So,
Do we
as
get
you're
voided together?
you do get voided together.
Okay.
So as you're
Cool.
maneuvering together, we will say whether it is because a sudden group of people have cut through between your prospective parties here. Essentially, you lose sight of each other. And one of you begins to go the wrong way, and the other begins to lead the other way as well. What happens here is Asra, Finn, and Quick you begin to make your way down a road. I imagine the two of you are having a conversation, and this might be the reason why you were losing focus about which way to head towards the market.
I think Finn probably sort of talking to him about the different monsters that he's researched over the years, stuff like that. You know, and general stuff, just trying to get to know each other a little bit better. Seeing that, want you to feel welcomed here, blah blah blah, with all of us, and well, I've done all these things with zombies before, and he'll go kind of into his story, I think, with all of it, and then if at some point you might want to butt in and say something, and then maybe we just end up down the wrong, like we make the wrong turn. However you want to kind of go, however you think too, as well.
He's definitely listening to a lot of the things you're saying. He's paying very much attention to you because he really enjoys the story you tell of this world. He's very interesting in finding out. He'll occasionally, when it comes to like the monsters you kill and stuff like that, he'll definitely chime in and tell you some of the horrible things he faced in making his way to the prime material plane, to the prime. So some of the things to look out in the plane of shadow.
So, yeah, I don't know if I want to bump into that.
Definitely.
As the two of you are talking back and forth, trailing very close behind you is Quick. Quick is a 6'10" tall Kenku warrior. He has war picks put into either side of his belt. And Asra, you would have seen this individual on the ship. He hasn't said a word whatsoever since you've met him, since you've been around him. And Finn, you remember that Quick is, he does not speak, despite being a Kenku. And so he silently trails behind the two of you. He's turning his head with an 18 perception. He's trying to keep his head on a swivel, make sure nothing is troubling you. But he...
What happened?
So... Quick is one of these NPCs that I've asked one of my players to roll for me so that I don't have to deal with a million things. And I love that GeekDice just rolled an attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
I thought you backstabbing us right now.
No.
Quick doesn't speak.
Quick,
when you look at him, he nods. He'll give you a thumbs up. But he fights with 2 rapiers. But
Okay,
anyways.
2 rapiers now. Okay, he's upgraded.
Oh,
so you see that he is well equipped and he is hovering close to you. I imagine as you are walking, this black-feathered Kenku, he turns his head so his beady eye sets on the two of you and it kind of moves back and forth. He is very interested in what you have to say, and he is keeping a close eye on Asra because you are a bit newer. You don't get the sense of like he doesn't trust you, but he's still trying to figure you out. So you don't feel any kind of animosity. It's more of just a curiosity on that front. However, take a turn and you realize that you've wandered a bit further away from the market than you might have hoped. It's quiet, too quiet. As you come to a stop, realizing that you've been separated from the rest of the party, you look around and you can see a number of hooded people beginning slowly approach.
Oh, fun.
Is the alley dark?
It is essentially between...
Or dim light?
No, it is full light here. You essentially see a converging of pathways. There are people around you beginning to approach on all sides. You hear growling as there are mangy, matted dog wolves on the heels of some of these individuals. Quick puts his hand on the hilt of one of his rapiers. He senses trouble, and so do you. What do? You are completely surrounded, and you are outnumbered.
I immediately grab my my holy symbol and I cast my Channel Divinity.
Okay, what does that do?
As a pulse or expands from him, the light dims all around us. All the shadows besides his are banished from underneath our feet and objects. Only his shadow still shows up. As every round, if you end your turn in the area,
Mhm.
you have one of two options. Either you end a fear effect or a charm effect, or you get cleric level plus 1d6 worth of temporary hit points.
Okay. What is the radius on that again?
I believe it's 30 feet. Let me double check. Yep, 30 foot.
Okay.
Center around me.
Yep. This emanation erupts out from you. And as you do that, collectively, all of the individuals around you begin to draw their swords. Meanwhile, as this is happening, KayBee, Garen, Cole, and Ella, you are on a very busy street. You find that people are moving past you a bit too close for comfort, and all of a sudden, about 8 children suddenly slide up to you and begin to pull on your clothes. They're yelling various things at you and getting very too close for comfort.
Garen's hand is on his coin purse as soon as they start tugging on his clothes.
You're not from around here. Who are you? What are you wearing? What is this? What is this?
No, we're not from around here. We're travelers. And we would like to be about our business.
You have any food? Give me some of your coin.
Paul's gonna pickpocket one of these kids.
Garen, Garen will actually take out.
I
His
did this way
rations
longer than
for
you,
them.
buddy.
Yeah, okay. Cole, you don't even have to roll. These kids are definitely targeting you, and they're going to try to pickpocket all of you. That is exactly what is happening right now, and you know that without a doubt. You read them the second that you lay eyes on them.
Yep, Garen, Aaron's immediate thought there too.
Hmm.
Yeah, Garen will take his other hand and take a handful of rations and hand it to him. Their rations are in a different pocket, so.
Hmm. Okay. KayBee, sticky, dirty hands are trying to grab at you. I'm taller than you. I'm taller than you.
So, so the first one that touches me, suddenly they'll use a reaction, burn a first level spell slot, and shield, so he can't grab me. So my armor class is effectively 28 as I evade them.
Jesus. Okay, hold on. If I roll a 20, no, 7. Okay. You see a few of them kind of repelled off of your shield. What does your shield look like?
So there's a momentary flash, and this blue bubble appears around me. It kind of has this hexagonal pattern. It is definitely a shield, but it's got this rubbery boing boing sound as people attempt to touch me or attack me, grab me, and just boing 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 boing. So they, I'm like, oh, no, wait, hold on a second.
What was that? And you see the one that bounced off of your shield fall to the ground, tumble, and be extremely dramatic. Ow, ow, ow. Paul, this person's faking. This kid is totally fine. They didn't get hurt at all. Oh, ow, you hurt my friend. What are you gonna do about that? I'm gonna call the militia.
Tiny old man abuse. Tiny old man abuse.
Oh boy.
One of the kids throws their shoe at you, bounces off the shield.
Boing.
Yeah.
Paul just plays the game. While these kids have their hands all over his stuff, he doesn't have anything in any of his pockets.
Yeah.
Everything's in his haversack, and they don't have the command word. So he basically, while they're
Uh-oh.
No, the children are too strong. Their pockets are too strong. Oh, come back.
his stuff, he's grabbing through their pocket. He's taking things out of his, put them in my pocket, so they just steal their own stuff back.
Okay. Excellent. I love that. Okay. Great. You rolled a 19 for your sleight of hand. All right. A 5, a 3, and a 1. Okay. All of these kids are extremely shitty at pickpocketing. So, well, you have a choice here. They're trying to steal from all of you, but there's just too much going on, too much repelling going on. And with you and Garen both being extremely vigilant, they are failing miserably. You have them in the palm of your hands. They are putty. They are level 1 noobs. You can do whatever you want here. What would you like to do? Take total narrative
I want
control.
to make friends with them. So I'm gonna say, look, kids, you're not doing it right. If you were to, hold your hand like this, and I'll show them how to be better pickpockets. And you get caught all the time if you go for the. No, don't do that. And he'll try to make friends with them, and then if he can, he'll just take them aside and say, look, if I buy you guys all some lunch, we have a little bit of a talk, a little chat about what's going on in this town.
Roll me persuasion at advantage. Wow. Natural 20 into a 30. Holy shit. Their jaws drop. They immediately stop. One of them drops a rock that they were about to throw at KayBee. And they listen. They huddle around. They have absolutely no interest in KayBee, Garen, or Ella anymore. And they look to each other, they huddle and begin to whisper. And then they all nod and look towards you. The oldest, stockiest one, crosses his arms over his chest and he says, all right, let's see what you've got to say.
All right, well, first I'll tell you my name. My name's Paul. I'm from Ammonfoot. It's a big city, has a big slum. Kind of like this, a little bigger. I grew up there doing what you do, And eventually I got out of it. Maybe you guys will manage to do the same thing. But you're going to do that, you got to make sure you don't get caught. First things first, don't get caught. Then make sure you get the good stuff. And here, try this. I'll put something in one of my pockets. I'll put something in a folder of clothes. All right, you try and grab it. And I'll do the whole Fagin thing from Oliver. And
Says, all right.
see if I can get them to like me and think I'm cool. And then I'm gonna start asking them about, do they know about, anything about these murders, what's going on?
Okay. I love name generators. They're great. Okay. So there, 2 of them run away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this one. Okay. 2 of them run away. 6 remain. The largest one of them, who seems to be probably about 11, 12 years old, says, my name is Dodge. This is my crew. You've got some good pointers. We just had a meeting and we want to hear more over lunch. Yeah.
All right. What's a good place to have some lunch?
Oh, follow me. And he begins to run off, and you see his horde of children following after him. He says, Scurvy, Whiskers, Sprout, Bill, Squeaky, let's go. And they begin to charge off down the street. As this is happening, you all collectively realize that Finn, Asra, and Quick are missing.
You said where they went?
No.
Actually, no. Paul's
How did
not
I
even
not?
concerned about that.
Yeah, Paul's
He's
gone.
on a mission with these kids.
Oh man.
Yeah. I didn't see them go. Hello, did you?
That's all right. Finn's with them. They'll be okay.
I think they went this way. I'm not quite sure. She'll point west. Mm.
Better than nothing. Garen's not even sure if he'd be able to track anything in a city, but he's willing to try survival or perception, see if he can catch any clue of them.
Ask the urchins if they
Oh.
saw.
Right? Yeah, we could catch up with Paul. Maybe they know.
So you have two options here. Do you want to go look for Finn and Asra, or do you want to run after Pole and all of the orphans?
I think
Hey guys, well, I think Paul will come back. Let's just do some shopping.
Okay. Secret third option. Shopping.
Right.
All right.
so. We've got a couple shopping lists. I think we needed to get some medicinal items to help make a cure for one of our sick patients that we brought from other distant islands. And we also had some supplies that we wanted to procure. I think some of those things you might need to actually get down to the docks. Some of the items to do repairs on the ships. But there is a list of items. So I think we'll maybe focus on that.
Okay. Elsewhere,
It's like I heard battle music.
Asra has just cast the channel divinity. You see starlight beginning to manifest all around you. Temporary hit points may be gathered on your turns. So Finn, you see people beginning to gather around you. They're slowly pushing in. What is your instinct here?
I look over to Asra and go, there's probably not a way we're getting out of this peacefully, yeah?
I don't think so either. So we're gonna have to take some of them down, and then the rest will run away.
He will then pull out his great club and put his hand near his where he keeps his hunter's mark and goes, all right, well, let's get started, I guess.
Okay, please select your tokens and roll for initiative.
Yay.
I have Vigilance Blessing, so I roll advantage on initiative.
Okay.
So 18.
All right. Oh, where did my mouse go?
You know what? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use my blessing to reroll that initiative if I can.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. We'll take it.
God damn it. All right. Hold on.
Sorry, I should have said it right.
No, you're
Do I-
good. My PC.
Do I
is just
do I see
being-
Oh.
dogs or are those wolves or wargs?
They're more like dogs? Question mark.
Okay.
And there's is it men and then children?
No, they're all grown ups.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna have a quick break because I gotta fix something real quick. We'll be back in
Okay.
5 minutes. Go get some water and do a little stretch. We'll be right back. I hope you're ready for a fight. Okay, so let me just move poles because you're not gonna be in this fight at all. Okay.
What is-
Can I get KayBee and Garen? One of you roll me a survival check.
Garen.
Okay. Good to know. Alright.
Oh no.
Change this track. It's gonna drive me up a wall. Okay, that's their initiative. It's your initiative. That's your woohoo! That is a lot. Okay. Then alright. Top of the order. You hear whistling as the two dogs begin to run, sorry, 3 dogs begin to rush forward. You see that they are drooling from the mouth. and appear not to be in very good health whatsoever. They appear to be quite savage in appearance. Speed is 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, very easily. You see this wolf run up to you and try to bite at you and oops, hold on. Never roll. Don't whisper. Here we go. Does a 23 hit you?
Oh, I don't know. Let me check real quick. Yeah.
Okay. You take 8 piercing damage as this wolf comes. I'm gonna say wolf. I mean dog. Dog wolf. Okay, whatever.
It's fine.
It comes rushing towards you, takes a bite out of your leg. And I need you to roll me a DC 11 strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength save, you said?
Yes, please. 26. You managed to grind the heels of your feet into the ground, keeping yourself from falling over at the impact of this creature hitting you. That is going to be 8 piercing damage. This one here will rush forward 5, 10, 15, 20. And come towards Quick.
Armor class 17.
Okay, 14 is a miss. I imagine Quick goes with the rapier, warding it away.
He quickly comes out with 2 rapiers.
Okay. It gnashes its teeth out at you. This one will come running straight up to Finn here. It will get advantage because of pack tactics.
Oh, I'm sure. I've got a thing to use, that's fine.
Okay, 16.
Meets beats.
Okay. You take 6 piercing damage as this one rushes up towards your side and flanks you. I need a DC 11 strength saving throw.
Yeah, oh, here it is right here.
Ooh.
Ow.
Okay.
Wasn't prepared for that one.
No, you get knocked down sideways and you fall over. You are now prone.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Throwing this in chat.
Okay. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain a +4 bonus to AC against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of the turn. Okay. That's good to know.
I don't know if that helps at all, if this is too late to help for that, but I was looking to see about my Horde Breaker, and I saw that while I was looking for...
This will not help you against the wolves here, because they only have 1 attack per turn. But for some of the humanoids, if they have like 2 attacks during a turn, this would help you if they land that first
Oh, okay,
hit.
so it's for human. Okay, alright.
It's not specifically for humanoids. It's specifically for anything that has multiple attacks in one turn.
Okay, so these only have 1 attack. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's good to know.
That's
I'll
really
keep that.
good to...
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Asra, it is your turn.
All right. You see Asra looking at all the enemies around us, surrounding us. And you see his shadow begin to turn into start rotating around him and turn bigger and bigger and bigger. And he says, "Arise, my gods." And you see 3 figures begin to come out of his shadow and surrounding the 15-foot radius around them. One of them looks like a shadow of a burly man with a shield. One of them looks like a very light figure with a hand crossbow. And one of them looks like they're carrying a long sword. You cannot really see their features, their facial features on much. They're pretty much just shadows as I cast Spirit Guardians.
Yeah. All right. Do I have?
And let's go ahead and upcast it to 4th level.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
And I designate my allies to not be affected by this.
All right. I don't have any cool effects to give you, but we'll just do. You said 15 radius?
Yes, 15-foot radius.
Okay, so that pink circle will be your Spirit Guardians. Okay.
And
Might as well roll damage because the damage, anybody who starts their turn or enters during their turn takes that damage, right?
I don't think the people who are already in here are considered entered because only if they
No,
enter
but when
themselves.
they start their turn, next turn, yeah.
Yep. So because I guess the 4th level, 1 extra, so 48. I'm gonna take 24. Oh, I rolled pretty good. 24 damage this round. Whoever enters this area of necrotic,
Okay.
they must make a wisdom save for half.
Okay. Sounds good.
Which takes half. And then I will teleport. Let's see. Where does it look like? I'll just teleport slightly 5 feet.
Okay.
Actually, right here is a good spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. To stop some of these people in the south.
All right.
As you see me just melt into my shadow and then appear on the other side and kind of like ghostly and slightly ethereal, like I am formed a little bit of the shadows as I cast the blessing of the Raven Queen, and I'm until the beginning of my next turn. I have resistance to all damage.
Okay. Excellent.
And I end my turn.
Very good. It is Quick's turn.
So Quick is quick with his rapiers. With his primary hand, attack number 1, does a 16 hit.
16 does hit. Armor class 13.
Alrighty. And let me see what the damage roll was. That was just average. Okay, second attack.
Okay.
And then with his offhand rapier.
So with the 2 attacks, you fell this creature. You want to do lethal or non-lethal damage?
Oh, it's lethal.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in our face. This is serious. We're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'll step in. Quick will step in near his allies, and he will attack number 2, dog number 2, with his offhand.
Okay.
And he's going to re-roll that damage. Quick has the Piercer feat,
Mm-hmm.
and as an option, once with 1 attack each turn, he can re-roll the damage. That's a little bit lower than normal, so he's going to re-roll that damage.
Okay.
I guess I have to do that manually. Sorry. So it'll be a total of 9 points with that one.
All right. The quick flurry. You take down the first creature and you step sideways and get a quick jab in. There is a roar from it as it takes a piercing blow to the chest. It does seem, however, to still be up. It is bleeding profusely. In, it is your turn.
I am going to go ahead. By the looks of them, do they look like? I know that you said that they're unwell or anything. Do they look like, they're not like, they wouldn't take much of a hit? Do they seem kind of like they're like tough? Because I'm debating if I want to use my hunter's mark on them or not, or if just like a regular swing and I could just save the hunter's mark for like the other people above that kind of look like they're more beefy, I guess would be the word.
So it will take an action if you want to have more than a cursory look. They just look really vicious and feral.
Okay.
They're just in your face.
I'm just gonna risk it and just not use my hunter's mark right away.
Okay.
Because I want to use where to put it? Where to go? I just had it up.
Just as a reminder, you are on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind.
If you want to stand up, you can stand up if you want. It'll just take half your movement.
Oh yeah, then yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay, you stand up.
And then I want to use Hordebreaker for my first turn, I suppose.
Okay. So make an attack. Which one do you want to attack? Number 2 or number 3?
Number
Number 2 is hurt.
Number 2 then for sure.
Okay.
We'll do number 2 first. And then I wanna also use my advantage that Cardman gave me in the chat.
Blessing. 23 is absolutely
blessing,
a
yeah.
hit. Okay, let's see. All right, that's a hit. You take this one out, and then your Horde Breaker will proc. So go ahead and roll another attack. 10 will miss, however. You swing a bit too wide. You take down, you bring up your great club, and you smash it into the side of the creature. It goes flying. It falls with a solid thud, and you try to very quickly ring your club around to hit the second one, and it just dodges out of the way.
Okay.
You
And
do still
then-
have an extra attack, though.
Yep, and then I'm gonna aim right for 3 then.
Okay. Right.
Ah,
Another 10. Unfortunately, you recover and you try to slam your great club down, and it's a bit too telegraphed. The creature dodges out of the way.
I'll get you yet.
Okay. You still have a bonus action, and you can also move if you want.
I don't think other than my 100th mark, there's not much I can do with my bonus action. So, and I'm not gonna move, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Can I get perception checks from Asra and Finn? And quick. Ooh, natural 20 from
Hell
Finn.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'm-
23.
I'm all focused from that fight.
Quick with a 12. Astra with a 17. Finn, you can see from beyond the tree line here that there is someone else lurking in the shadows, and they begin to very carefully step up. You move to about here. You see that this person is wearing dark gray robes, and they have a hood on, so their features are a bit obscured, and they seem to be drawn to what is happening here. The sounds of the spells and the wolves and the people beginning to they're shouting back and forth to each other. Clearly there's some combat going, and they will lift up their hands, and they begin to cast a spell over towards Asra. It will not I hate that it defaults to whispering. Never whisper. Okay. Cast Sanctuary. Ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as an explosion. The warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell, or that affects an enemy creature. It deals damage to another creature and the spell ends. Okay? So, Asra, you don't see this person right away, but someone begins casting a spell, and it begins to manifest around you. You see pinpoints of starlight manifesting in the air, thickening the shroud that is around you. You get the sense that whoever this is also a follower of Celestian. As they cast Sanctuary on you, you have drawn the Night card. It seems your magic has drawn a hidden follower of Celestian to the battlefield. Okay, that's gonna be their turn. It is now the people's turns. They begin to move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Their speed, if they fail, I believe, gets halved.
Okay, so I should stop.
as
So,
soon as they-
An affected
Enter-
creature's speed is halved in the area.
okay, so
When the
those,
creature enters there for the first time, makes a wisdom saving throw.
so they get to here and then have to make a wisdom saving throw. 18.
Fail, DC 19.
Nice. Okay.
Takes 24 necrotic.
Okay.
As
Wow.
the guardians just meld into shadow, pop over the sword, and one of them ducks down, shoots an arrow made of shadow, and the other one slashes at his back, and then is teleport back around Astra.
Yeah, you see that this person will effectively stop in place. They have a longsword in their hand. So that is one. This one will, well, 5, 10, 15. We'll move here, pull out a heavy crossbow, and aim at Quick.
Armor class
15.
17.
Okay. The bolt goes a bit too wide and clatters onto the ground somewhere further off. This one will move here. Also do a heavy crossbow at Finn. 20.
Ow.
The bolt hits you in the back and you take 8 piercing damage, Finn. I'm so good at hitting you. It's so funny. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one gets to about here and then also has to make a saving throw. 8. Fails.
24.
It's 24. Ugh! And they essentially stop in place. That's all of them. Okay. These individuals... Oh, right. When Finn ended his turn... Don't you have to do the temporary hit points?
Yep.
So you would have needed it, Quick and
13.
Finn. For everyone?
So
Whoever ends this turn can choose to get a 1d6 plus 10 temporary HP, or I can end up fear effect or charm effect.
Okay, I'll need you to roll one for Finn and then one for Quick as well, because you cast it before combat started.
Everybody had 15 from
that's right.
Inspiring
yeah,
Leader.
I used the last of it in this last round.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just making sure. All right, the thugs
Quick
will...
didn't have it though because Quick wasn't there when I did the speech.
Yes. So you...
Well, then Quick would have the 12.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay. So you see these thugs here towards the northwest turn around to see the spellcaster, and they begin to move towards the spellcaster. Pull out a mace. Oops. And they have a multi-attack. Mace. Those are 2 hits. This person takes 8 bludgeoning damage. As this one also comes up. Thugs have pack tactics. 2 more mace attacks at advantage. That is going to be 2 hits. This person takes 11 bludgeoning damage. You see that they appear to be getting beat up from multiple sides here. And these will begin to move forward here. Pull out crossbow and aim at Quick. 7
Miss.
is a miss. This one here will pull out a crossbow as well.
Yes.
Miss. This one here will move forward, and as it gets here, we'll have to roll a wisdom saving throw. 12 takes 23, 24. What was it?
20. Let me scroll real quick. 24.
24 damage. As the spirit guardians take form there. This one will move forward here and heavy crossbow bolt at Asra. You have to make a wisdom saving throw.
For the sanctuary.
For sanctuary, they have to beat a 13. They rolled a 3, so they fail.
And then I think with Sanctuary, if they fail the saving throw, then they have to attack somebody else. Right?
Yeah. So they'll try to attack Quick instead. It's a natural 1.
Roll on the fumble chart.
Quick is just dodging all of these things left and right.
He's pretty quick. He's got very high dexterity.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Go figure.
This one will move forward. Also have to roll wisdom saving throw. 7. They stop. They take 24 damage. Oh, that Spirit Guardians is something else. This one will move forward and try to attack Asra. Wisdom saving throw for Sanctuary. It makes it. Heavy crossbow 13 on you. Probably a miss.
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 AC 20.
Okay.
As I clunk it with my shield.
Excellent. All right. Top of the turn order, we see down the road KayBee and Garen. There is a fight up ahead. You can hear the sounds of magic being cast, armor clashing against weapon, wolves snarling.
Hey, what's going on over there?
We need to get moving now.
So who else is with us? Where is what's her name? Ezra?
Ella?
Ella.
Yeah, Ella's with us.
Ella is with you. It is the three of you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a non-combatant for the most part, though, but... Ella, come with us, but stay safe.
All right, I'll try to keep up. Okay, so you will not be in this round because you are still running up, but I will add your tokens to the battle
Cool.
map here, and you can roll for initiative. Please select your
Cool.
tokens.
Stella, I donated nat 20s to the previous combat.
Yes, thank you so much. Finn, Astra, and Quick, you each get a natural 20. You're gonna need it.
Nice.
That means you don't have a big fat 0 anymore.
I know exactly what I'm going to spend it on.
Hey, I need an initiative roll from KayBee. That was an 8 from Garen and a 20 from
Wow.
KayBee. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
mhm.
that blessing you gave Garen last night, that didn't carry over to this, right? For the initiative on... Or the advantage on initiative, Astra?
No.
Astra?
It
That's what I
moved
thought.
back to me. I used it in the beginning of this fight.
Okay.
Okay. There is one wolf up. It goes "Ah," and tries to bite at Finn. 22 is a hit. I need
Yep.
a DC 11 strength saving throw from you.
Yeah.
Okay, you manage to stay up. You take 8 piercing damage as it bites at you. KayBee, you are rushing forward. You are now on the map where you are.
I'm sorry, did that wolf make the save for Spear Guards?
It did not. Let's see.
Because it might die.
That's true. It died. I rolled a 3. Sorry. Undo that damage.
Okay.
Good call. Good call. Yeah. See the spirit guardian just wash this wolf away, and it is instead just a slump on the ground.
Thank you. It might have bit me.
It's okay, Garen. I think they got this.
So you said KayBee ran up. Was that the end of his turn where he ended right there?
Yeah, so that would have been a
Okay.
dash action.
Gotcha.
Asra, it is your turn now.
All right.
You do
I
see
see
that
it.
this celestial priest is very badly hurt.
I immediately teleport there.
Okay. Noom.
Through the shadows, my bonus action. And I will use the natural 20 to cast Inflict Wounds upon this person.
Okay. Wait, on the priest?
No, on the enemies. No.
Okay.
no, I'll be... I didn't want your sanctuary. Die!
Okay. God damn.
There can only be one priest of Celestian in this town, and that's me.
Okay. Yes, so go ahead and roll it. Do you want to do double damage or roll twice?
So I believe we're given a nat 20, right? Yep. I'll use the nat 20. And let's upcast this to 3rd level.
Okay.
So
So go ahead and roll
double
it.
check. Because they didn't post. I believe it's 5d10 double to 10d10.
Yes.
You want me to just roll 10d10?
Yes, please.
Perfect. 48.
What does that look like?
You see Asra instantly melt in his shadow, and then from the shadow of this priest, he just jumps up, and then the shadows form a claw made of elongated nails made of shadow. As he goes behind this person and just stabs through his heart and pulls his hand back up. Stay away from him. And turns to the other people too, and goes, I highly suggest that all of you leave if you want to live.
I'm gonna say that.
He'll move.
Hold on 1 second. This other thug that was in close vicinity is gonna roll a Christmas saving throw. They stand still, even though they saw you just completely eviscerate this other one. They kind of look towards you and they appear as if they're gonna try to stab you on their next turn. So you want to stay right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to protect the homie. And he'll say, move over to me, my allies. Fall back.
Okay. As you do this and end your turn, you can see that the sanctuary that thickens the starlight around you begins to fade because you made an attack. All right. Finn, it is your turn.
Let me see here.
We're gonna go ahead and move the wolves to another layer because there's a lot of visual clutter.
I think Finn. Well, actually, we're close enough. I can hit 8 where I'm standing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna hit 8 where I'm standing.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
9. You try to swing your great club down, and they raise up their heavy crossbow, and they catch the attack.
And I'm going to, as they parry my attack, I'm gonna swing my great club up and wind back and hopefully hit them.
Okay.
Momentum.
Yes.
16?
16 is a hit.
I'll take it.
All right. You do 9 damage.
I'll take it.
They take the blow. Anything else for you?
I mean, I may as well use it on someone. I'll go ahead and throw Hunter's Mark on number 8.
Okay. If you want, you can say that you use that before your attack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your Hunter's Mark damage. Okay, so that's an additional 6.
Nice.
Okay. Did you want to move at all?
Actually, could we? I got a really fun way to flavor it if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we parried the move, right? They went to attack me. As I swung up, I took my other hand, went glitter, and like threw glitter in their face. So the Hunter's Mark hit the glitter. They're like, ah! And then I was able to hit them with the second attack.
Yeah. Bonk. Absolutely. Did you want to move at all?
If you want a temp HP, you have to be in this area, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yes I do. So I'm gonna move right here. Haha. Wait, that would, well, okay, yeah.
No, you're fine. No,
okay.
it won't. You're good.
Okay, alright, never mind then. Yep, I will be here so I can take the temp HP.
Okay. Roll the temp HP, please. And while that's happening, quick, it is your turn.
Quick jumps forward right here.
13?
I think that's number 8 there. Takes a stab with his rapier.
Okay. That's a hit. 12 damage. You see that they are bleeding profusely.
And again. And I'm going to re-roll that damage. I can do that once per turn.
Okay. Wow. That's definitely what you need. All right. What does this look like?
So I think the first one is a stab through the stomach. And then I pull it out and just quickly jab in again and get the guy through the heart. And then I quickly turn my head to the side and I look at the other guy. I can't see his number. It's too
3.
big of a map. And give him a poke with the other hand.
Okay. That is a hit with a 21, 11 piercing damage. Ugh. You take it
How's
like a
he looking?
champion. He appears to be close to being bloodied.
Who else around us is hurt? I see we've got a few.
This one here.
Yep.
This one here. And then the priest is very badly hurt.
So Quick turns his stance, so he's facing this mob that's approaching. He's going to stand fast, back to back with Finn. That's his turn.
Okay.
Would you consider this still in the aura or not?
Touching the edge.
Sure, why not?
I currently have 12 temp.
Still 12.
I'm good.
Okay.
That's right. Quick has dodged almost everything.
As it is now the priest's turn, you see they turn towards you, Asra, and they begin to move their hands through the air, and dark smoke begins to pool around their wrists, extending out almost as if gloves to coat their hands. And you see that there is this shimmery smoke-like substance that has starlight embedded in it. And they begin to reach forward, and instead of touching themselves, they touch you on the arm as they cast Cure Wounds.
Estelle, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you something and I forgot.
Yes, what's up?
Earlier, the enemies were talking, were shouting back and forth.
Yeah.
What did they say, or was it unknown language?
It was common. It was things along the lines of, "Get 'em!
Gotcha.
Take everything off of them! Beat them to the
Because
ground!"
I was curious whether they might be speaking thieves' cant, because with the background as a criminal, Quick knows thieves' cant.
Ooh.
Thieves can't actually. Well, I suppose it still is called, but is technically not a unique language, but an adaptation of the language and use of like graffiti or symbols drawn on walls.
Yeah.
And hand signals and things like that.
Yeah. No, they speak common.
Okay.
So the priest's gonna upcast this to heal Asra for a total of 23 points.
Nice.
As priest does this, all of a sudden, it's almost as if they push a little too hard in trying to activate this spell. You see the light beginning to flicker out of the spell after it lands on you. Then all of a sudden, they collapse to the ground. You're not quite sure if they've died, if they're unconscious in the heat of battle. They are on the ground, and they have stopped moving. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, you see Cole trying to catch up with a bunch of children. You roll me athletics or acrobatics. Nine. Cole. Not the best. These young ones are sprightly. It makes you think about all the years that you spent in Ammonfort. They maneuver the back streets and the alleyways with a sort of finesse that you once possessed. That you probably could still muster if you were on your home stomping grounds, but this is somewhere different. There's so much character here. You dodge between some dirty laundry that's being hung between two homes. You dive behind someone's backyard and they have just a bunch of junk gathered. You manage to narrowly jump over a pool of suspicious looking water, and you fail the landing and fall into another pool of suspicious looking water. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from you? 23. You fall into this water and it tastes absolutely terrible. It is the worst thing that has ever been put in your mouth as you try to spit it out. And as you're trying to struggle here, you feel little hands grab you as each and every one of the orphans yank you and pull you out of this small waterway. Oh, that's nasty. Did you swallow that? Oh. Ugh.
That's worse than the street food in Ammonford.
Dang. You could have just asked us to slow down.
Well, maybe you can now. We almost there?
Yeah. It's just down the street. You're gonna have to be quiet. Can you be quiet like a mouse?
And I even have a mouse with me. Come on, Buttons.
They all widen their eyes as they see the little mouse peeking out from underneath your hat. Some of them kind of grab at you to try to pull you down so they can get a closer look. They are completely enamored by this little creature. Come on, we don't want to stay out here where they can see us. They begin to slowly crouch and bow down into what appears to be a makeshift hole in the side of a building. Can I get a stealth check from you? 22. What is going on through your mind right now as you are maneuvering these streets? Definitely tickling some memories. As
Yeah,
you...
a lot of nostalgia. He's remembering the hidey holes that they had back in the slums of Ammonford. The smells, vaguely remembering the names of people whose names he'd forgotten, and the faces of people he hasn't seen for years. Wondering what happened to them. Wondering what's going to happen to these kids.
This is especially one of a similar kind of hidey hole here. And you are essentially being brought into their base. You can tell right away as you pass through the makeshift basement of some building. It's probably like a warehouse of some kind up above. You can tell by the number of crates that are stored here. Most of them seem to be in disrepair, broken into, mostly husks. And there are some odds and ends fabric that's being hung, and it's a makeshift home. You see that they've tried to make it as comfortably as they can. Cloth bundled up to serve as a sort of bed. Various tools and pots and pans. It's just like home. And you see as you approach a small clearing of random stuff being repurposed as chairs and stools, that Dodge claps his hands together, puts out a gesture of welcome. Welcome to the bumhole.
Thanks. Thanks a lot for bringing me here.
We've got the best eats on this side of the styes.
Excellent. Well, I'll pull my loot from my haversack and say, I'm gonna tell you a bit of a story. Well, actually, I'm gonna sing a song. It's got a story in it. And he'll start singing a song about his old situation. The place that he used to live with his friends when they were when they were little scoundrels and ruffians in Ammonfort, and he'll start the illusion of us walking down the street, knocking over fruit stands, and helping people across the road, and going in through windows to get pies and all that kind of thing. Lots of little adventures, and us running away from the guards. All very, very positive. Like, we always get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll throw a few little tricks of the trade in to see if anyone catches them, and he'll quiz them on it after.
All right, let me get a performance check at advantage from you.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Okay, an 11. I imagine that the reason why your performance is perhaps not as great as it normally is, the kids immediately begin to break into question, and they just flat out interrupt you. And a few of them are trying to grab your loot and trying to investigate. I imagine the illusory effects of your performance begins to manifest, and they're kind of grabbing and stumbling and just enamored and curious about everything that's going on here.
Mm-hmm. So that we're inside now, we're off the street. I think that if anyone starts grabbing anything too hard, Penny Sprinkle is gonna show up and pin stick them. Back off!
As one of them gets punched in the hand by a toothpick, they begin to cry, and they fall down on their ass and just wail and wail and wail. You see Dodge grab them by the shoulders and sort of shake them. You have to be quiet. Can't draw attention to us. Otherwise, the bad men are gonna come.
Start playing a little quieter. Bad men.
Bad men.
Tell me about these bad men.
There's bad men in this part of town. They're half...
There's bad men everywhere in every part of town.
I bet you haven't seen men like this. They're half people, half fish. They come out at night, and they suck out your brains.
Oh, they look like this, and I'll start doing a little song and make people with fish heads walking around.
They all bust out laughing, and then you see Dodge kind of just playfully slapping them on the arms, trying to get them to quiet up. And eventually, they begin to tell you a bit more about the Undercity, the underworld of the skies. Quiet, unseen places between places that see the light of day. As they do, that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. We'll pick up next time on this mugging that's happening on the way to the market. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of the participation, and also for the various cards and natural 20s. They're gonna need it. We're not anywhere close to the end of that fight. And hey, if something bad happens to them, at least Pole will still be around.
The new captain of the ship survived these two children.
I want to remind you, Garen has the ability to go invisible. He can survive this too.
That's true.
Asra can also dip invisible, but he will not. He wouldn't. Unfortunately.
Well, we are going to end the night with a round of outros, so please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. And we'll start with Zombie.
Hello, I am Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. Number 2 names like to call me. I am the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips, but that's up to your own discretion. Today I played Finn Cost, Ranger Researcher, who didn't go down yet, so hooray for that. I got lucky because I got lucky with that other bite not counting. I don't think I would have gone down even without the temp HP, but it's always nice to have it. So I'm just happy for once that there's a battle either happening or ended where I don't fall down. So that's nice. I think let's see, favorite part of today. I think just finding out more of this mystery. Like what's going on? Oh, we can't communicate with our patrons. Oh, this is kind of blocking this out. Okay. So we know it's not undead. We know it's not this, but what the heck could it be? And to think that there's something out there that can do all of this, and a possible physical being that we can physically do damage to on top of it, like, hell could this be? So I just was excited to do more diving into like what this could be. If you feel so inclined, you can find me on Twitter at ZombieFighter89 or on Blue Sky at ZombieFighter89. If you go there, I have a pinned notification or pinned message where it sends you to a link to my Google Doc sheet, and it's got all of the wonderful highlights, edits, and clips that I have done for various shows or various channels like Stella, Bad House, Transplanter, of all clips I've done stuff for. Highlights, of course, I've done for Stella and various others, and the edits for not only this show, but for Strixhaven, which will be this Saturday, actually. We're going to have a fun little game coming up this Saturday as a sort of a makeup session thingy. And then the other game is Humblewood as well, where I play Leon Breeze. Yeah, wrestler extraordinaire. And then I didn't do Alexander's thing for Strixhaven. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, if you want to see all the different promo videos that I've done, I've highlighted a few there as well. But if you know anyone who's looking for promotional videos, editing their streams, things of that nature, get a hold of me. I am looking for work.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'll hop on over to John.
Hello again, I'm John, also known as Enjicarus on the internet. And yeah, I was playing Pole of Ammonfort today. And yeah, he's gotten himself into a bit of nostalgia by reverse pickpocketing a gang of kids, just like in the old days. And they've taken him away to their lair, and he's hopefully about to hear all the secrets of the city from them. My favorite part of the session today was when Stella gave everyone a choice. They could either go after Pole, or they could go and check on the other party members who are in a fight. And KayBee chose to go shopping. That was classic. Option 3 is always there. Nothing is
Shopping
binary.
done.
The secret third option. None of the above. Thank you so much. I'll hop on over to GodfatherWraith.
Hey, I'm GodfatherWraith. I really don't have a online presence other than, here and in various Discords. So I liked I liked Pole's little reverse pickpocketing with the kids, and just really exemplifying that the Warlock is a better rogue than the rogue. Garen. So that was fun.
Pole is a better bard than the bards, a better rogue than the rogues.
Yeah. Yeah. So there it is. Good job.
Thank you so much. Pop on over to GeekDice.
Hey folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me on X. Having a lot of fun with this game. I'm hoping that you've got some D&D in your life. D&D has transformed my life to the awesome thing that it is. So I encourage everybody. D&D is medicine. D&D is love. Some great elements of today. I have to say once again, I'm grateful that we have Igneel joining our group. I really enjoy the character that he's built in Asra. I can see whether Igneel acknowledges it or denies it. He's an optimizer. He likes making optimal characters, and that sings a song to my D&D soul. So I very much appreciate that. I guess one highlight for tonight is I'm reminded again that Pole is always capable of making friends. Anywhere he goes, he makes friends. I wish I had that true charisma. That would be amazing. So great job. Great job, team, everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Whether it's a swarm of rats, 3 swarms of rats, or just a horde of children, no one is safe from Pole's whimsy and charisma. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, we have Igneel.
Hello, everybody. My name's Igneel Blazeheart. You can find me here and in the Discords. Not as much on social media. I'm happy I joined this group. I'm having lots of fun. It's amazing. I love the roleplay too. The fights, it's great. My favorite part of the night is probably that I actually feel some fear. in 5e, as KayBee said, I'm fairly min-max most of for the most part. I've started more recently doing a little more roleplay choices that might be slightly nerfing certain spots, but overall, I build very strong characters. So I'm fairly confident in most fights and most things. But the string of cards that has been dealt tonight slowly, one by one by one, it's like, okay, have resources, not too bad. Oh, you're split from your party. The worst thing that can happen in D&D. Okay. 20 enemies around you. Like, you know what? I'm sweating a little bit right now, you know? It was great. For the most part in 5e, I don't get that often, let's say the least. But yeah, no, thank you. It was great.
Thank you, thank you. That is very high praise. Yeah. Listen, y'all are level 10. I literally made like a tweet a couple months ago. I was like, hey, my campaign is starting to head into level 10. Like, what are some things of advice you can give me? And they were like, don't pull punches. I'll figure it out.
Bring the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Yep. Like, these fights are gonna get complex, especially once we finish our Ghosts of Saltmarsh module and we move into our homebrew segment. They're gonna get more complex. You'll have some more environmental stuff to deal with, and there's just gonna be a lot of bullshit. And I'm super excited. Remember, running away is always an option. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Didn't have the choice this time.
I mean, you still could have run. You just had to run between them, right?
While getting shot at.
Yeah. But thank you again so much to everyone for being here. Very much appreciated. We'll be back with more Secrets of Saltmarsh on Wednesday, January 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope to see you then. Please stay warm. Happy holidays, and bye-bye!